They thought he was just the black intern sitting quietly in the back, taking notes no one would ever read. They laughed when he tried to speak, mocked him like his words didn't matter. But when he finally opened his mouth, what he said didn't just silence the room. It changed his entire life, and proved, once again, that the most dangerous person in any room is the one you keep underestimating. It started like any other Monday morning meeting at Lexington and Gray, one of the most prestigious law firms in downtown Chicago. The boardroom was packed with executives in tailored suits, assistants balancing coffee trays, and department heads flipping through thick agenda packets. In the corner, almost invisible to everyone, sat Marcus Evans, the intern, 22 years old, fresh out of Howard University, dark skin, tight curls, and a second-hand suit that didn't quite fit right at the shoulders. He wasn't on the meeting agenda. He wasn't supposed to speak. He wasn't even supposed to sit at the main table. But there he was, sitting near the back, notebook open, pen ready. No one noticed him. At least, not until it happened. The room buzzed as Mr. Holloway, the senior partner, took the floor. Gray hair, power tie, a reputation for being ruthless. "We've got a problem with the Ramirez account," Holloway barked. "Their legal counsel is challenging our entire strategy. We need a new angle by Friday, or we lose a $5 million contract." Silence. Executives glanced at each other. One tried to offer a half-baked idea. Another mumbled something about revising the compliance language. Holloway wasn't impressed. His tone sharpened. "That's the best this team can come up with? Pathetic." Then, from the back of the room, a voice, quiet but clear. "I think I have a suggestion." Heads turned. The room froze. It was Marcus, the intern. Some chuckled under their breath. One of the mid-level managers, Greg from corporate accounts, scoffed loud enough for everyone to hear. "Oh, great," Greg smirked. "Now the intern's going to teach us corporate law." A few others laughed. Even Holloway raised an eyebrow. "This should be interesting," he said dryly, folding his arms. Marcus didn't flinch. He stood, straightened his ill-fitting suit, and calmly walked to the front of the room. He opened his notebook, flipped through a few pages, then lifted his eyes. With a voice steady as stone, Marcus began. "I spent the weekend reviewing the Ramirez case files. On page 246 of their last quarterly report, they disclosed a merger with an international partner, which, under Section 14B of the Global Trade Compliance Act, shifts their entire jurisdiction for contract disputes from state to federal level." Silence. Absolute silence. Marcus continued. "If we reposition our argument under federal jurisdiction, their counsel's entire motion becomes irrelevant. In fact," he paused, "we'd be able to file a counterclaim for breach of disclosure protocols." Holloway blinked. Greg turned pale. A few department heads scrambled to check their tablets and laptops. Marcus stood there, waiting. Holloway slowly placed his reading glasses on. "And how exactly did you know that?" Marcus shrugged. "I read the file, front to back, twice." The room shifted. Respect replaced mockery. Holloway cleared his throat. "Well, seems like our intern did his homework better than half this table." Laughter, nervous this time. "Schedule a strategy session with the litigation team. Marcus, you're in." The meeting continued, but the energy had changed. Marcus walked back to his seat, heart pounding, hands trembling just a little. But when he sat, something happened. People shifted their chairs closer to him. Greg, the same guy who laughed, leaned over and whispered, "Hey, could you send me a copy of that report?" Marcus didn't answer. He just smiled, faintly. By the end of the week, Lexington and Gray didn't just keep the Ramirez account. They won the case. And Marcus, he wasn't an intern for much longer. 6 months later, a new name appeared on the glass door outside the litigation wing. Marcus Evans, Junior Associate, Corporate Law Division. But the part no one saw, the part that mattered most, was the message that traveled like wildfire through every hallway, every Slack chat, every whispered office conversation. Never underestimate the quiet one at the back of the room. especially if he's been overlooked his whole life. Because sometimes, the most brilliant minds come wrapped in second-hand suits, and their voices, they only need one chance to change the whole room.